Everybody ready? Good. Then let's get going. Oh, I nearly forgot you guys. Hi everyone, a really warm welcome back to the channel. Well, today's video is all about how I made this thing. So it's a PIR solar security light, excuse the traffic, and it clips into the awning rail at the top here. Can't quite see that. Clips in up at the top there, just above the water service points, so that when the water goes, or the waste is changing, or the loon is changing and it's dark, and I don't have to have a headlight on, a silly torch thing, or trying to balance lights. I've just got the light that comes on and off. These things are available online, so some people seem to sell them through eBay, but rather than having a soft surface on the back, they tend to use bolts through the top part of the light here, and then have to have a piece of rubber stuck on the back to protect the caravan at the far side. So I've taken a different approach. Let me show you that. So I've used a bit of fabric offcut that I had spare, sewed that into a bag, and then stitched a piece of this kedar beading along the top, so this can just slip into the awning rail. And then just with a couple of very simple stitches, put some loops on, so multiple rows of individual cotton to hold the light onto the bag itself. This is a fairly cheap light. There's a link in the description below if you want to do the same sort of thing. These are about £5 or £6 individually, or you can get a pack of 2 for about £10 I think. And I particularly like this one because it had a nice flat back to it. It's got the switch itself, so you can turn on for how many seconds you want. That's nicely inset, so there's no chance of any rubbing there. And it's made of a very solid plastic, so it seems nice and robust, which is why I went for this particular one. Anyway, let's go and have a look at the footage and you can see how I made it. So here's the light itself. It's just a very cheapy light. I think they're about £6 for a single one, or you can usually get a dual pack of them for about a tenner. So simple solar light. The key for this for me was that the back was completely flat, so it could sit nicely against the caravan. And then I've got this little offcut where I've just adjusted the little curtain upstairs in the boys' sleeping area. So I'm just going to cut a bit off of that, tidy up the edges to make it into a sort of pad. And this is waterproof fabric. And then stitch it to that white kedar strip that you can see. And then I'll just stitch the light onto this lovely soft platform, and it'll slip into the awning rail nice and easily. Just a quick reminder, there are links to all the equipment I've used in the description of the video below, and if you use those, Amazon sends a little bit of commission to the channel without it costing you any more. But do remember, please, you need to check out within 24 hours of clicking the link, otherwise those saucy Amazon folks take away the commission. So if you do want to buy, as soon as you're ready, by all means come back to the video and click the link, and that will be hugely appreciated, of course, because everything gets rolled back into the channel. Anyway, as I'm making it, I like to go reasonably slowly so as not to rush things and get things wrong. So I'll just speed up the footage a bit in a minute, and you can follow through at a reasonable pace. Enjoy. This next bit, I'm going to pop a few stitches into the plastic of the light itself to sort of put a loop through the light and then through into the fabric itself. But to do that I need to drill a couple more holes in the top of the light itself here, because it has just the single hole in the center, as if you would hang it, for example, on a nail or something like that. So just need to measure up where they're going to go. Then just need to be very careful to make sure I've got some good spacing on here and good control of my drill to make sure I don't go into the mat or harm the glass table underneath. So I just need a couple of extra holes so that I can get stitches through on a couple of sides so that the light is super stable on this kedar strip itself at the top. So the last thing to do, having checked the light is all fully functional and so on, is to stitch the light itself using the holes I've just drilled with the drill and tied it up a bit so they're not too sharp. So I'm going to hand stitch this into place. So it's just a simple matter of making loops, so down through the light, through the fabric, back up through the fabric, through the light. So a few times looping round to make sure the light is firmly fixed, so mechanically fixed onto the nice fabric pad, and then we'll be done. Alright, and that's it. Super simple, super easy. It's not complicated sewing, you know, if you've never sewed before, it's perfectly fine. Let's just check I've got this light all switched on and I can still access the things. Yep, there we go. So cover the strip up, make sure it's alright. Check that the PIR is working. And there seems to be a wasp in here. Well, that's lovely. Alright, great. Project finished. Alright, so that was the make. Hopefully by using this fabric approach and then mechanically fastening the light on itself, so using this stitching, hopefully this will last a bit longer, and it's much softer on the back here, so I'm hoping that's better for the caravan itself. Anyway, just remember not to drive off with it attached to the awning rail. Don't worry, I remembered before I left the field. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for your company, and bye for now. See ya.